the second best in all of baseball.
Yeah, and they really do a really good job against left-handed pitching. Almost an 800 OPS from this Dodger lineup. So Christopher Sanchez going to have to be on top of his game tonight.
Yeah, he's going to have to be on top of his game, and it has to be executing the fastball. Everybody thinks it's a changeup. It's devastating. It's a really good changeup against any lineup, but the fastball has to play. The extension has to be there as well. When he extends well, every pitch add a couple miles to it, because that's how it'll appear to the hitter. It's called perceived velocity. The changeup plays off the fastball. The slider will have to be used aggressively in and out of the zone as well as a third pitch for him to be successful.
Well, he has contributed to a staff that is phenomenal when it comes to striking guys out. They lead the majors in that category, and you see his numbers and his usage. To Eddie's point, it is that sinker. It struggled a little bit. Changeup near 40% and a slider. So earlier, what this has become a tradition with Sanchez and Don Mattingly. You watch as he went through the line, get a little high five and then thumbs down, and that means shut down. In their world, shut it down. Don't let them score, and if they do, we got to make sure after we do, they get a 0.
One of the most important things from the pitcher and catcher, your team scores offensively. You want to go in and get that shutdown in and keep that momentum on your side. Don Mattingly knows that really well.
So having not a chance to score or run themselves, let's just shut them down to make sure they don't grab a lead.
Yeah, don't ever let them score
before the game starts. Well, right away, one of those all-star type showdowns to get this thing started.
And really quick, he acknowledged Dave Roberts because of the all-star game and everything. There's a mutual respect amongst those two. Even before that first pitch, acknowledging the opposing manager, something that Christopher Sanchez has really never done.
And in having a great conversation with Dave Roberts, he loves everything about Christopher Sanchez, except tonight when he's dealing with his own Dodgers and Ohtani. He swings at the first one and misses. That pitch was a sinker. It was down. So much for being patient at the plate. That was a ball that was way out of the zone, but Ohtani swung at it. 4 for 10 against Sanchez. Good numbers. And a .290 average to get things rolling.
It's going to be a common denominator. If we hear pitch down successful, that's Christopher Sanchez's game. Anything that's middle up, it's not done on purpose for Christopher, but right now on point with the first 2 pitches of the game.
So the numbers, Ohtani, both hitting and pitching wise. A great year on the mound, but that's going to be delayed. And now 0-2 and working ahead, and he gets him to chase. He went with a slider there, which you don't see very often, but a couple of sinkers and a slider. Ohtani is down.
One of the best pitches in baseball is that left-on-left sinker in, and you saw Ohtani just leaking a little bit on that last pitch, looking in again, and a nice slider there from Sanchez. Just can't stay on it after those 2 sinkers deep in there. Really nice sequence there between him and Real Muto.
Here is Andy Pages. What a breakout year defensively last year, and now the whole package. And he swings at one down. That is 4 pitches and 4 strikes.
And has any pitch been in the strike zone?
They're coming out swinging. I hadn't seen one.
Pages was elected to his first All-Star game. Of course, made that incredible catch to save the World Series against the Blue Jays. He is really good against the changeup. And not there. Another one, and that's back-to-back for Sanchez. I mean, a rare over 1,000 OPS against changeups, Andy Pages. But Sanchez has thrown 5 pitches. They've swung and missed at all of them. Number in the upper left shows you how effective he has been. On an 0-2.
And with the great year that Andy Pages had, All-Star, he has struggled his first at bat all season long. A guy who likes to get his timing and really settle in as the game goes, and his numbers just continue to skyrocket each and every at bat.
Phillies defense, especially in the infield, hasn't been great with Bohm and Turner on the left side. Bryson Stott and Bryce Harper on the right. Swing and a miss, and not even close to a pitch in the zone. Man, that's a slider, and they are aggressive. That's 2 strikeouts.
You know, when you have the side view mirror and it says objects appear closer than what they are, or whatever it may say, well, this is exactly what Christopher Sanchez is doing, pitching as an illusion. You think it's going to be a strike. told you, it's not only going to be the changeup, it's going to be the slider as well, but it all feeds off the fastball.
Here is Tommy Edman off the bench yesterday against the Yankees to hit a home run. He hits third for LA tonight. He takes one, and that's the first one somebody took that was way out of the zone.
Dead red, high ball hitter. Sanchez living down in the zone.
Rolls one foul. So I guess a really good start for Philly fans. There was a little concern. All-Star game, I think you set aside, but there was a start a couple of games ago against Kansas City. He laid an egg. And there's just been some anxiety around Sanchez, and they hope that this is going to continue for a long stretch tonight to get that belief back in him. That ball smoked, and it is going to go hooking foul, but he was all over a high fastball.
That's the problem. You can't go up there with Tommy Edman. He's one of the best high ball fastball hitters against left-handed pitching in the game. Now for Sanchez, he's just a different. That's why you bring a glove to the ballpark right there.
We need to send that clip to Anthony Rizzo. Let him know how to catch it.
Whoa. That's barehanded. Barehanded. And that one got Tommy Edman. So Sanchez has thrown the ball off the plate. His last Diaz say, yeah, he is going to say, go ahead.
Carl, to put some numbers to what you're talking about, Sanchez's last 6 starts, a 5.56 ERA, and he had that All-Star game. Dave Roberts told us he wouldn't read anything in the All-Star game. He thought Sanchez was just enjoying the ceremony of it, taking in the experience.
Yeah, which he was really big on with his clubhouse, the conversations that the players were having, and seeing how players would drink it all in and absorb the experience, and that's exactly what Sanchez was doing. But another tough test in Freddie Freeman. That one is also off the plate, not by much at 87 to Freeman, a good hitter against lefties. Double digits as far as all-star selections. Bohm is off the line, and of course Freddie Freeman makes a living going the other way.
Couldn't see anything there. Must have heard something from last Diaz. Must have heard some kind of noise to give him first base, and no challenge there from the Dodger dugout, over the Phillies dugout.
2 quick outs, and now Freeman the other way into left field on a hard line. He is at first base, and just like that, after 2 strikeouts and a hit batter, Freeman delivers to set the table for Mookie Betts.
And when you're not swinging the bat well as of late, like Freddie Freeman, you allow that ball to get deep. Don't try to pull, and just hit the ball the other way on a line. And that's just professional hitting. That's why the consistency of Freddie Freeman throughout his entire career. It's no fluke.
Well, early in this game, given some of the concerns around Sanchez, this feels like a very big plate appearance for Mookie Betts, with 2 on and 2 down in the first. They don't want Sanchez to settle. The Phillies want him to get out of this thing. Betts on the ground, fielded, Turner bobbles, fires high, and another error for Trey Turner. His 15th of the year, and the crowd is letting him have it. This inning should be over.
Eddie, you know as well as I do, when you're having a tough season in certain sides of the ball, whether it's offensively or in Trey Turner's case this year defensively, just going to his glove side. I mean, that is a tailor-made hop there, just out in front of him. See it hit him in the heel of the glove. This ball has to be made. This play has to be made. And Trey Turner there with a tough error here. And now we got bases loaded, 2 outs. And Miggy Rojas at the dish.
In an observation, just watching a lot of Phillies baseball, ground balls to the shortstop for Trey Turner. He'd rather a ball hit to him backhanded than catch it that way, the traditional way. There's a reason why the Philadelphia Phillies infield is the lowest when it comes to negative outs above average. 38 coming into this game, and Trey Turner, Bohm, and Harper, all 3 on the negative side of it.
Amazing, though, what happened in 2025 aberrationally at +17. But again, that at bat was big, and it looms even larger with the error for Miguel Rojas. Way outside after that meeting as Caleb Cawthon tries to settle it down.
So this is where you have to turn the page if you're Christopher Sanchez and pick up your shortstop. Have to be aggressive. Get Rojas. How? Down in the zone. Cannot miss up right here with the bases loaded.
241 hitter with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Good change up there. Looks a little bit like a slider. It seems to have that horizontal movement on it as much as it does down.
He does a good job getting on top of that. You really don't know which way that pitch is going sometimes. Really sells it with the arm speed.
2 strikeouts seemed like 20 minutes ago to start this game. Rojas will not offer.
And that's during the All-Star game. That's where he was messing with the changeup. Away, out of the zone, non-competitive pitches. Has to get right back and trust it down the middle so he can dive out of the zone.
Sanchez on a 2-1 with 2 down. And it's 3 balls and a strike from Christopher Sanchez. Dave Roberts was sharing a story with us just about how you never know when the most important part of a game is going to be. He remembered back to a game in Colorado where the outfielder went for a ball, went all the way to the wall, scored an inside the park homer. The game ended 1-0. Big pitch early here. And a chopper to Turner. He's going to charge and just step on the bag. There's not a man on the planet who feels better about the way that just transpired than that guy, Trey Turner. After the error loaded him up, he gets a courtesy ground ball to end it.
Big time pitch by Christopher Sanchez, inducing the ground ball and letting his shortstop redeem himself.
.33 homers, leads Major League Baseball. Schwarber on pace for another 50-plus home run season. He bats second. We take a look at tonight's starting lineups. It's brought to you by Alexa Plus. It's going to be Turner at short. And one note on Emmett Sheehan, who's pitching, and Eduardo and Rossi help me out here. So he has made 40 career starts, and every first pitch of every start has been a fastball. Does that matter if you're a hitter? Do you think that?
No, as long as it's a well-located fastball, keep throwing it.
Listen, John Lackey, I would test his numbers against anybody in that same category. He said you set the tone with the first pitch. I'm coming at you with my best. Here we go. First pitch of the game. You know what's coming. Do what you can with it.
Yeah, here it comes from Sheehan, and Turner was all over it, and that's redemption. He goes to the gap. It goes to the wall. Fielded beautifully by Pages, but Turner's speed has him in there to second, and he jumped all over it to the tune of 110 miles an hour.
Well, I talked about location. If it's dead red center, it's exactly what Trey Turner can do with it, and he gets in scoring position immediately on one swing. Watch the location of this pitch.
Trey Turner had the same scouting report we did up here. He's ready. You can see I'm jumping on this first pitch heater. I know what I'm getting.
And the Bronson Arroyo would always throw that little
breaking ball.
breaking ball first pitch.
Little lob in.
Here's Kyle Schwarber now against Sheehan, who is rocked by that double. And then the next pitch is in there. It's a curveball. He will throw a 4-seam slider, change, and curveball. The 4-seam fastball, which we just saw, and then that curveball. Slider about 30% of the time. Really good one there. Tight changeup.
Really leans on that slider late in the count. It's almost a 40% swing and miss rate on the slider.
Yeah. Through 101 pitches his last start, most of his career. Ahead of Schwarber 0-2 with Turner a good base runner at second.
That was a chase pitch right there, designated to be thrown up in the zone, perfectly located, speeded up to try to attack and bury the slider.
I mean, this is right at his hands. I mean, this might have hit him if he doesn't get it. Looks like Schwarber was looking up for that 4-seam fastball.
Went back up.
If you see a hitter like Schwarber in chase mode there, is that why that next pitch stays up there? Maybe he'll do it again.
Trying to expand up, change the eye level. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a back foot slider right here.
39.1 whiff rate on it, percentage-wise.
Nope, he lays off of it. And Schwarber, terrific with that eye. He will strike out a little lot of homers. He's also got a 21-game on-base streak, which is currently the longest active mark in baseball. 372 career homers. Way inside. Boy, that one got him. Schwarber's going to go. Turner's going to go back to second. And not a comfortable looking pitch from Sheehan either.
Well, he just held on to a changeup a little bit long early in the game, getting that feel. You don't want to get beat with that. A ball that Schwarber can pull over to the left side and move Turner to third here. Just holds on to that changeup too far. And gets Schwarber in the back knee.
Yeah, and it looked like Sheehan was almost falling off the mound,
Yes,
like he had
exactly.
lost his balance in the middle of the pitch.
Well, amazing what's transpired here in the first 20 or so minutes. Base is loaded after an error, and the Dodgers can't score, and now first and second for Harper. He takes one up. Sheehan's control is not yet there. For Harper, 383 career homers, which is just one ahead of Freddie Freeman, as they will both get to 400 and beyond. And Harper kills fastballs. Hey! So you spin one in there, a slider. It's 1-1.
It seems like they got our scouting report, huh?
A double for Turner. Schwarber extends his on-base streak to 22 games as he got hit by a pitch. And Harper to the tune of 1141 against the fastball. Sheehan uses that more than any other pitch. Dodgers defense tonight's Tommy Edman at third base. Betts is at shortstop. Miguel Rojas at second, and Freeman at first. Terrific. And then Teoscar Hernandez is back in left. Andy Pages in center, and Alex Call plays right. Harper's got 20 homers this year, and he takes another one that's way off with a changeup.
Okay, so that right there is 4 consecutive changeups that he's not been able to land for a strike. He's only thrown one for a strike. That was the first one he threw. Hitters have to be aware, especially left-handed hitters for the Phillies, his inability of being able to control that change.
Harper's over 300 with runners in scoring position. Got one there, and he rifled through it, but it's by him. That 94.
To your point, Eddie, it's so key that Dalton Rushing continues to call that changeup and get that feel for him. If you limit him to 2 pitches with these lefties at the top, it could be trouble.
Wonder what the impact of that Turner turnaround on that fastball had been. He hadn't thrown many. Finally gets one by Harper. And what will he throw on a 3-2? Off speed. Harper lifts one to left. That's where Teoscar Hernandez is. He backs up. Turner will go about a quarter of the way and then turn around. And a big out of Bryce Harper.
And Bryce not too happy with that fly ball to left field. He knows he didn't accomplish the job of being at least able to move Trey Turner to third base to get it on the pull side. Takes him off the changeup, and he has to reach out for it. And as soon as he hits it in disgust, Rossi over to first.
Rossi, I feel like that I could almost hear you golf clapping that he called that pitch on 3-2 against Harper.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't going to be the fastball after the 3-1. I was expecting fireworks if he threw another heater.
Bohm is their best hitter with runners in scoring position, an 881 OPS, but the pitch there is high. 1-0 to the cleanup hitter for the Phillies, the third baseman. He sacrificed a little bit of power for a reduction in strikeouts. His launch angle is a little lower this year as Sheehan steps off. If he does chase, it would be likely against a slider, which we have seen from Sheehan. Like that.
Yeah, but Alec has the ability that as the count gets deeper, he then opens up the field more to the other way and starts taking that ball the other way when he's doing well.
Right in on his fists. He sawed it off. It's not a team defensively that makes a lot of errors. They also don't turn a lot of double plays, but there's not a lot of runners on to give them those opportunities. They're 28th in baseball, having turned just 57 of them. But their 36 errors are tied for the best and fewest in baseball.
Oh.
Good take there. I know Bowman's not had a great season number-wise, but leading the team with an 881 OPS with runners in scoring position. So this is the guy you want up right now early in this game for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Dalton Rushing is catching tonight. There is some concern about Will Smith, though Buster will update us in a little bit. News appears to be somewhat encouraging. Sheehan on a 2-2. And boom, spoils that.
Really been able to change speeds with that slider so far, Eddie. Anywhere from 83 to 88. Manipulating that thing to lefties and righties. Keeping those guys off balance and off that heater.
He's been going changeup as well with Bowman. So he's going changeup, sliders, through the fastball as a first pitch. Maybe he'll try to elevate here.
Towards the hole. What a play over there in third. Edmund Rojas. Oh, boy. That's why they are #1 when it comes to defense. Tommy Edman turns it to Rojas, and they get out of it with a double play.
We'll add another number to that double play turn. Amazing play here by Tommy Edman. Hadn't played a lot of third. Look at this. Sticks the glove out, slides, and gets rid of it quick. Great play from Tommy Edman down there at third base. Sheehan loving it.
Well, there are Dodger roots on both sides, with Mattingly being the manager and, of course, Dave Roberts now. ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Mattingly had won 3 consecutive NL West titles and never really got over the hump. He was missing his family, had a young child at the end there. He took the job in Miami, left LA. In comes Dave Roberts, and as you know, the rest of the story for Roberts and the Dodgers. Well, that was an interesting and exciting first inning. That had about everything.
Got a lot of action here. Teoscar Hernandez, really good numbers off Sanchez. 5 for 12 with 2 homers.
Just getting his feet underneath him after the injury. Teoscar is back. And it's just the timing issue, right? I mean, how long does it take, Eduardo? You were a hitting instructor, let alone a hitter. What do athletes and baseball players tell you about that?
Guys that have shorter swings, it's a lot easier for them to come back. You see the Tommy Edmonds, they come back from injury pretty quick. A guy like Teoscar Hernandez, who has a longer swing, it takes him a little bit longer to be able to get that timing. You have to start earlier. You have to see the ball a little bit earlier out of the hand.
Both these teams faced New York teams. Mets came in and took 2 of 3 from the Phillies as Teoscar goes down the line, heading over there. Rincones, and in the corner, is able to make the catch up against the wall. Nice play, Gabriel Rincones. Let's go back to get an update on the Yankees.
Yeah, Ravi, they split that doubleheader with the Dodgers last night. First inning, Doug, they're tuning up the Pirates with Jazz.
And Jazz had the big home run to get the win off the Dodgers. He is finding the stroke, and it's power stroke.
Pirates have 2, though, here in the second. Ravi, it's 4-2 Yanks.
50-50, Jazz? What? Back-to-back days that he has gone yard. Here's Alex Call.
And just think about the long day that the Yankees and the Dodgers had yesterday. You had a doubleheader. First game started around 12:30, and by the time they got here to Philly, it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sanchez got 7. First inning, swings and misses. That one just missed inside. And it's amazing, too, because Roberts, when we all said 2 a.m., you guys said, that's not bad. And he's like, no, it's not bad. 2 a.m.'s not bad.
Well, they're on West Coast time. Yeah.
Right. The other interesting conversation was about the decision that Emmett Sheehan had in front of him yesterday. Emmett, you're in New York. We've got to get you to Philadelphia. Do you want to go car service or do you want to take the train?
But everyone in LA wanted the car service, right?
Ross is like raising his hand, car service. Roberts dead on the car service, like, yes, give me a big car and let me lay back. And everyone else like, are you nuts?
Yeah, you're in the Northeast. You want to fight traffic?
Get on a train. Call chases Sanchez, gets another swing and miss. He picks up his 3rd strikeout.
That back foot slider is just devastating. The depth here is just unbelievable. Sanchez setting this up with the fastball in, and that slider just disappears. Look at the break on this. Starts off the plate away and just behind the back foot there for Sanchez. That was nasty. 2 really good ones so far.
Yep, back-to-back innings in which he has gotten the first 2. It's Dalton Rushing, the 9-hole hitter. Good hitter. Swing and a miss.
And you think about the pitch sequence that he gave to Alex Call. He went 2 sinkers, changeup, then the slider. He knows most likely he's going to face Call twice. So you can show him everything you have the first time around.
Good sinker ball hitter. And that one is too far in and down from Sanchez.
Sanchez's job here is to try to make him chase. Show him something that looks hittable and wipe it out of the zone.
Another swing, another miss with a sinker at 95.
And that's where he's devastating. He's pounding these lefties in. Getting these guys to swing in off the plate is going to open up so much more away to these left-handed hitters the more he's getting them to chase inside.
Think about the other power pitchers, strikeout pitchers. This guy right here has more swings and misses than anyone. And ahead 1-2. And just down.
That's a good take there. 88-mile-an-hour changeup, middle down. Rushing just spits on it to stay in this at bat. 2-2.
At one point this year, he had a 50-plus inning scoreless streak. Did Sanchez. 50-plus. There's another swing and a miss. And man, that is such a huge first inning to get out of the bases loaded deal. He comes back and goes 1-2-3. Tommy Edman will join us. That Web Gem guy will put the microphone on when we come back. We're back. Alec Bohm at the plate. Get this, Tommy Edman. Boy, snared that, started a great double play to Miguel Rojas, second baseman, who fired over to first. Little love for Mookie as he comes off the field. Tommy Edman kind enough to wear the earpiece and the microphone as Brandon Marsh gets set to step in. I'll just say, great play, then we'll get to the questions after the pitch.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
And that one's a little high. So what goes through your mind when that ball's hit? How do you play it?
For that, I'm kind of just preparing pre-pitch, just going through all the scenarios. If it's to my right, try to touch third and turn double play that way. If it goes to my left, obviously try to get it to second, get it to Miggy as quick as he can so he can turn it. Oh, here, oh shoot.
Nobody saw it.
That would have been a little too far.
Dalton, did you pick it right up, Tommy?
What was that?
Did you pick the ball right up or no?
I picked it up, yeah.
Clearly
if I was playing in, I maybe would have had a shot at that, but I mean, that was pretty far back there.
It looked like Dalton saw it for a second, and then it looks like it lost it. It's a tough sky here tonight. Tommy, you're a guy that can play all over the field. What's the biggest adjustment when you get to third base?
I think just getting ready for how fast it gets to you. Hey! Well,
anything you do in your pregame today with Dino Evil at third base, a routine, something you would give the listeners at home?
Yeah, the pre-pitch is just a little bit different. I try to get just a little bit lower. Second and short, you can kind of stay a little bit higher and be a little bit more of a... Kind of just treat it more like... I kind of view it like tennis, like you're trying to return to serve. And then at third, it's almost like you're a hockey goalie, you know, where you got to take one or two steps, one or another, try to catch it with one hand.
What sports don't you play? Tennis, hockey, baseball? Are you good at them all?
Well, I've played neither of those. I'm just guessing about
just
how.
aware.
I just think that's how I would play it if I did play those sports.
Dave Roberts said you live on a golf course. You got to be a great golfer.
No, I'm terrible.
Oh.
I'm really bad.
Maybe he said that too. No, he didn't say that.
He did. No, I am near a golf course, but I got a lot of work to do on my game.
Well, the game you're playing professionally, you're doing really well at. As Marsh chases one down, Sheehan will get his first strikeout of the night.
Tommy, with all the positions you play, which one is your personal favorite?
I grew up playing mostly shortstop and second, so I have the most familiarity there. I started playing third base in the minors, I think back in 2017 maybe, and then I actually didn't play outfield until I got to the big leagues. So it was a bit of a transition.
Here's Stott. And that pitch inside misses. We talked about it. The first inning was wild here, Tommy. We had bases loaded, and Turner made an error, and they got out of it, and then you got out of it. How aware as a baseball player, how aware are you of the importance of every inning, especially a first inning?
Yeah, I mean, when you get runners on, that's kind of the name of the game. Just getting hits, getting big hits with runners in scoring position. I mean, Sanchez is really tough, so I think it was good that we put together an inning in the first, and got some guys on base, put a little pressure on him, but we're obviously going to have to get some big hits at some point.
Can you feel everybody, including the pitchers, settle in after an inning like that?
Hey! Sanchez had a good second inning there, pretty quick. So
Sheehan looks good here.
Sheehan looks awesome. He's nasty to Marsh at first at bat, and got ahead of Stott here. Hopefully he can finish him off. But yeah, for him to come back after a long first inning.
That's going to get down, and that's a Bryson Stott hit. Continuing a terrific season for Stott, the second baseman. 1 on, 1 out. Tommy, here's a question from a fan, and it's a pretty simple one. Maybe you know the answer. Who coined the nickname Tommy Tanks?
That came from a stretch I had early on. Early on when I got traded to LA. I had back-to-back 2-homer games, and I got traded here not known to be like a home run hitter, and I think it kind of surprised some people. So somebody, I have no idea where it came from, but somebody gave me that name, and I guess it just stuck.
Do you like it?
It's kind of just become, just a common name. Yeah, I do like it, yes.
Okay, good. Real Muto is the next batter.
Tommy, every time people have the mic on, just want to let you know there is 1 out. Want to make sure.
I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me in check, guys.
That's a good teammate right there, Tommy.
That's right. Hey! JT can hit this ball. You got that scouting report?
No, I figured I was going to ask you that question. What does the scouting report say?
What's the card say?
I'm in an L10, which means I'm about 10 feet to the line from our base position.
Okay.
So it seems like he pulls the ball a little bit down the line, probably especially on off-speed pitches.
Up the middle, off the end of the bat at about 40 miles an hour, and it bleeds its way into center field. Back-to-back singles from Stott and Real Muto, and in business for the lefty, Gabriel Rincones.
Tommy, I don't think a lot of people realize exactly what you're talking about. What is your base position? How do you judge that, where you start? Is it through the bases? Is it some kind of point on the field that you use to kind of have your home base?
So at third base, it's 7 steps off the bag. So usually before a series starts, I'll measure it out and then kind of see where it is against the cut. And that way I can just have a good idea.
Also into right field. 3 straight singles, and this one from Rincones has the throw coming in, cut off by Freeman. It's 1-0 Philadelphia.
I'll tell you this, it's a night.
He might have been for a second, but you also got to prevent this guy in first from scoring as well.
And it's exactly where I was going with it, and you have a really good perspective on the field from it. As we look at the replay, holds it like a split. Ball stays up in the zone, and Rincones, reading where Alex Call was going to make the throw, ends up going to second base, taking the extra bag. That's heads-up base running.
right, so Tommy and Freddie even with the bag. Tommy a little bit in on the grass. Swung on and popped up.
He's gonna get this one. Just barely.
I love that you're
play-by-play, though. I love that.
Sometimes a little tailback.
Yes.
JT's
family, everybody good?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks, bud.
And you know what's really hard is a hitter like Crawford that his swing works more towards ground balls. Now trying to lift the ball, he's going to have to change the trajectory a little bit, and that's what happens. A lot of pop-ups. Chili Davis used to always say, just try to be yourself with runners in scoring position.
Second and third, one out. Justin Crawford, 0-1. That's outside, 1-1. You already played this through in your mind. Ground ball, you look to runner back. What's the play here, Tommy?
That's right. I know with JT, I got to figure out if he's probably not going on contact to me, going on the ground to the other side. So if it's hit to me, he's probably staying. We should ask him. Oh, let's move on to figure that out.
This one is to right field. Back goes Cole at the track, stops, makes the play. Real Muto will tag. The throw comes in. And Edman is able to scoop it, but it is a 2-0 game. The bottom of the order delivers for the Phillies. Rincones and Crawford with RBIs.
It's a great job by Crawford. I mean, the sound of the bat said the story. Catches it out front, and it's deep enough to be able to bring in Real Muto.
We talked a lot about the Dodgers' depth at the bottom of their order, but tonight it's been the Philadelphia Phillies who have delivered. Now Turner back up in the dirt, and a critical scoop by Dalton rushing.
Trey's a tough one here because he's really fast, but also hits the ball really hard. So it's a little tough to figure out where to play.
Well, that double to lead off the game was 110 off the bat, his highest exit velo of the season, Tommy. So he's feeling sexy today.
That's right. I got to get extra low here.
That ball is smoked to left field. You can get as low as you want. It ain't coming back. Turner on double and now a homer. And a 4-0 Philly lead.
The double was a fastball. The slider was the homer. 101.1 miles per hour. Launch angle, distance, 2-run homer for Trey Turner. He's locked in.
And sometimes it's tough calling a game, and you give up that first pitch fastball hit. You want to run away from it, but you got to keep all the pitches in the mix. I think Trey's sitting all over off speed right there. He got exactly what he wanted.
Trey Turner's 13th of the year. RBIs 36 and 37. Schwarber strike one. Pretty eventful first 2 innings for Trey Turner, the shortstop, who had what appeared to be a very big error erased by a ground ball to him to end the first, and now a double and a homer on the offensive side.
You know, I don't think I'm going to hop on the mic with you guys anymore.
I was taking that after that first run scored. That's a quick way never to wear the mic again as a player, isn't it?
That's right. It's just bad luck. Superstition right there.
But you're going to come up and do really well today and turn this thing around. See, it plays both ways. Maybe it's just an offensive mic tonight.
That's right. It's going to be a long night.
There you go. I thought that earlier in that double.
Big swing there for Schwarber. Tommy Edman, thanks, man. You're a class act. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Tommy.
Philadelphia 4, Dodgers nothing. Trey Turner a double, and halfway to the cycle through 2 innings as he goes Yardo to left. Philadelphia and Sanchez 4-0. Shohei Ohtani, remember, and Andy Pajes started this game off, and Christopher Sanchez blew through both of them. Sinker, slider to Ohtani. The result was a strikeout. In fact, Shohei against Christopher Sanchez, regular season and postseason, 4 for 23, 11 strikeouts. And those 4 hits have all been singles.
I guarantee you he went into the video, saw every pitch that he saw in that first inning and said, I'm going to lay off anything down, or attempt to. Easier said than done.
It's amazing, guys, for all the home runs that Ohtani has hit in his career, there are 2 ballparks that he hasn't homered in. This one,
which is a great hitter's park,
and the Great American Ballpark,
which is another great homer park. That's insane.
Ouch.
Used to try to get your numbers when you went on the road to these things.
You mean to tell me that you and I combined have more home runs than Shohei in both ballparks?
Let's go. Yes. Let's go. That's probably the only thing we're going to beat him in numbers at.
It is, Theo. I can promise you. We don't need to stretch that. It's just that's where it's going to end.
That's where it ends. Hey, well, that's all right. Give us our flowers. Because it may not last long. That's for sure.
Nope.
I think I've got 1 here.
So here's a different number I was going to ask you guys about. I checked around today and asked folks who know Ohtani, and they think he's never had a cheesesteak here. Rossi, Eduardo, how many for you guys?
Oh, wow.
Today?
Ooh. That number's deep for me.
Triple dig?
When I played, it was 1 when you walk in and 1 when you walked out. That was my skit. You, Eduardo?
Every day, you mean? 1 when I walk into the ballpark and 1 when I walk out? Absolutely no.
They make a good one.
I want to say we're well over 50.
Payoff pitch. Ohtani on the ground, and this guy is terrific out there. Stott will travel all the way over to Harper and feed it to him, and Ohtani's 0 for 2 to start the night.
So good when you have the combination of a pitcher that can get the swing and miss, but also induce the ball on the ground. And Christopher Sanchez has both.
Yeah, I don't think he's visited Campos either. Andy Pajes, who struck out his first time. That's rifled into right field, and the dive, and oh, what a catch! Gabriel Rincones takes one away from Andy Pajes. Great defensive play in right.
Eddie, I love how he gets down, gets his eyes down on this line drive. Beautiful swing from Pajes here. The 2-seamer away, goes with it. Great approach, but watch him get down there. Just tracking that ball with his eyes, low to the ground, stays nice and level. It makes that catch look a lot easier than it was.
And now Tommy Edman will deal with Sanchez, 2 down.
Hey!
Strike 1.
Just think about Rincones going and getting another ball to his left down the line, dealing with the wall earlier in the game, and then now that one to his right as well, plus also producing offensively. Good start to his day.
We'll get into trade deadline conversation, but maybe a power hitting bat in the outfield is something the Phillies need. Edman swings and misses there. He had a big day yesterday, did Tommy Edman. 3 for 6, 4 runs, 3 RBIs, and the pinch hit home run, part of a doubleheader against New York. Sanchez has got 4 strikeouts on the night.
What's so impressive about Christopher Sanchez is it's elite stuff. Hitters are going to want to come in and get their swing off, not get to 2 strikes. So he's got such movement on every pitch. He can get early count swings, ground balls, and keep his pitch count down.
Oh, I got him.
That one
He got hit again?
Got hit again. With 2 strikes, he hits Tommy Edman again, twice hit by a pitch.
Both times 1-2 counts.
Just pulls
Oh,
that
I got him, I
slider you
got
see there. Just starts too far in. We've seen the good slider that feels like it starts in the other batter's box and finishes back foot. Pulls that one out of the hand and just nicks Tommy Edman for the second time.
He had 2 outs and a 2-strike count on Edman, and now you have to deal with Freddie Freeman, who singled hard the other way his first time up.
Hey!
Longtime veteran, 220 with 4 homers against left-handed pitching.
Hey!
On the corner, that's a real good one. Down and away to Freeman. Sanchez had just 2 hit batters all season coming in, and he's matched that, or Edman has, by getting hit twice tonight. This is where it gets more difficult against Freeman with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
He went there in a really impressive inning for Sanchez, who had retired 6 in a row before he hit Edman again, but this time no damage from Freddie Freeman. Gabriel Rincones with a phenomenal play in right.
At Ace.
Welcome back to ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Alongside Rossi Eduardo and Buster Olney, I'm Carl Ravitch. Mike Petriello is along. We'll get him in as well. And don't forget, this is part of a doubleheader. The Cardinals and the Angels. That's next year on ESPN. You see Mike Trout signing autographs, leading the team, and Harper swings and fouls the first one off. Buster leading a kind of a wishful thinking here in Philadelphia that somehow Dave Dombrowski, who's pulled off a few big deals, can get Mike Trout back here to play for the Phillies. Any chance?
No.
Thank
John
you.
Mozeliak, who's the interim GM for the Angels, has said as much. No, they're not trading Trout. And of course, if you do trade Trout right now, it's so complicated because of all the money owed to him. He would have to approve the trade. And I suspect that Artie Moreno, just talking to his friends of his, the Angels owner, he wants to keep the future Hall of Famer in his organization.
Boy, we're going to call him Buzzkill Buster for the Philly fans.
I'm here for you, Carl. I'm here for you.
One of the best when it comes to going for it and getting his team deep into October, Dave Dombrowski. Harper got way out in front of that thing and sent it sky high. Betts is going out, and Pages is waving everyone off. The center fielder is there for the play.
But I will say this, Carl, the Phillies are going to be aggressive and looking for a middle of the rotation type starter, someone they'd be comfortable pitching during October. They're certainly going to be among the contenders. Look for bullpen help. And you mentioned it before, right-handed hitter and outfielders to add to the depth that they have. Outfield at times has been a problem area for them.
That has, and their 5th starter has been a big problem. But boy, the first 4 are really good, and there's been real encouraging signs for American Nola. First pitch to Alec Bohm is in there for a strike. What about the other side, since we're on the trade talk train? The Dodgers have any needs? There's a whole bunch of guys that are hurt, and what is the level of concern around their catcher, Will Smith? Bohm, 2-hopper, backing up is Edman. He sets the feet and fires a good one.
Carl, I think there's uncertainty about Will Smith, who has not played since June 5th. He's been getting treatment on his neck. They feel like it's getting better. But this is not the same situation as it is with a lot of their other injured guys. Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher, Tyler Glasnow, where they feels like they're slow playing the injury. With Will Smith, they're not exactly sure how he's going to respond at the end of the year. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Dodgers go out and add a depth catcher, not necessarily a star, but someone who could be a, in a platoon with Dalton Rushing to some degree, a right-handed hitter. And everyone is wondering if they'll make a play on Tarik Skubal if, in fact, the Tigers decide to sell. Executives, as of today, don't believe the Tigers will trade Skubal. We'll see, though.
One from Emmett Sheehan, who his own story is really fascinating, interesting, typical journey, but not typical in the fact that he dealt with being raised by just his mom. COVID really turned his entire career around. And that one is hard on the ground. He went and worked his butt off by himself in his mother's apartment, set up a place to get strong, and look at him now at the major league level. Back here, Citizens Bank Park, it is a 4-0 game. Just one hit for the Dodgers, and escaping a bases-loaded first inning was Christopher Sanchez. To add some context, perspective, numbers, we bring in our good friend Mike Petriello. Of course, you can read him all the time on MLB.com. Again, it just feels like the first inning was really important, but for Philly fans to see this version of Christopher Sanchez has to give them some relief. What do the numbers say about what he's done this season, where he's at?
Yeah, the changeup's the big deal here. Like earlier this month, he gave up 3 homers on the changeup in one game. He had given up 3 homers on the changeup all of last year up to the end of June this year. So it's a big deal. And the reason for that was he wasn't getting as much horizontal break. Usually it's about 17 inches, which is pretty good. But early in the month, it was down to 15. And I am happy to report that tonight it is back up to his normal 17. And in case you think that doesn't sound like much, what have we been saying for 150 years? Baseball is a game of inches. Those 2 inches are a huge deal.
Hey!
Yeah, so what causes that, Rossi? I mean, you've caught a lot of guys. So I mean, 2 inches does feel very small, but as Mike appropriately points out, it's big in baseball.
Well, Donnie talked about it. It's about when his arm's moving fast and feeling good. You do go through moments during the season where your arm doesn't feel great, and you might just be protecting a little bit, having a little bit of that soreness maybe from a long outing. But when you get a little bit more rest and able, you know, that's why we push that rest for these starters, especially during the All-Star break. Really being able to sell that with the quick arm, which Donnie Baseball said that's when he knows he's at his best.
2-1. Mookie hits this one to left field, and there's going to be no dive there from Brandon Marsh. Betts is aboard. Leadoff single for Mookie. Here comes Miguel Rojas. And you talk, Mike, about the best pitches in baseball and run value, etc. This is a great list with phenomenal names on it. By the way, teammate Jesus Luzardo, an All-Star this year. What is the unique aspect to the Christopher Sanchez changeup?
Yeah, it's the movement. It's the way it matches with the sinker. Obviously, they look the same until they don't. And what happens when you lose those 2 inches of break? Like, this is an amazing ground ball pitch. He usually gets ground balls about 2/3 of the time that batters put it in play. But the first couple of starts of July, that number was down to 38%, right? And if that ball is in the air, bad things are going to happen usually. So it's everything. The arm angle was up a little bit. The extension, like how close he gets to the plate, that was down a little bit. The movement was off. And, you know, it wasn't quite clear. Is he tired? Is this the heat? Who knows? But tonight, everything looks back the way it's supposed to be. And you can see that reflected on the scoreboard.
Right.
Mike, you make a really good point. It comes off the 2-seamer. So a different speed and different break. Guys see it, want to go out and get it.
Into right field, they go and get it. Mookie Betts sees that. He steps on second. He's fielded out there by Rincones. Comes back in. And all of a sudden, that sinker got hit that time by Rojas.
Yeah, and that's a great job right there by Rincones again. Third really nice play that he's made in the outfield. This one is cutting it off and being able to throw a strike to second base, forcing Rojas to stay at first, especially when you have a pitcher like Christopher Sanchez, who's a notorious ground ball pitcher. You see the extension there. And keeping Rojas at first, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, from getting 2 outs in this inning.
No team has come back to win games when they trail by multiple runs more this year than the Dodgers. They get themselves in a 4-0 hole, but we're only in the 4th, and they got some action going now with Betts and Rojas on the corners for Teoscar Hernandez. Good hitter with runners in scoring position over his career. He checks that one, and that is a strike.
And one of the ways to approach Christopher Sanchez is you have to sell out if you're a right-handed hitter and just think middle the other way, because that ball is running away from you. The only pitch that he has that comes into you is that slider, and it's usually designed to be a pitch out of the zone.
.35 strikes, 21 balls. As Sanchez gets set 2-1 to Teoscar. That's 3-1. And Rossi, the misses haven't been close enough to get any chase.
No, and Eduardo hit on it. What Miguel Rojas did using the big part of the field, that's what these guys are looking for. So if you can get something on the edge, they're going to swing at it, as we've seen tonight.
3-1, beaten on the ground. Turner will go to second for one. Stott to first, double play. Betts will score. That's their first. They get two. We go back to the studio and Kevin Connors.
Ravi, 13 in a row for the Red Sox, and they've jumped on Baltimore here. Doug, behind Wilyer Abreu.
Abreu, 600 slugging percentage over the last 2 weeks, is wearing out left-handed pitching and now right-handed pitching.
3-2, the Red Sox lead. Ravi, top five.
Yeah, it has been remarkable, and it has been a confluence of factors that have led Boston on this 13-game streak. Caleb Durbin is hitting like they thought he would hit. Their defense has been phenomenal. Abreu's been out of his mind. Yoshida has been great. And the pitching from Sonny Gray to all the young lefties is about the best in baseball.
I really want to point out a great sequence here from Realmuto getting that double play. We talked about Sanchez, just some non-competitive off the plate. Realmuto sets up a little more on the plate there, pulls that two-seamer in a little more to Hernandez and gets the ground ball double play. Big pitch there and a nice job by Realmuto making an adjustment for his pitcher.
0-2 to call. That's out of place. So you're saying that Realmuto got into the head of Sanchez by where he stood?
No, you do it. Look, see how he set in. We had so many misses off the plate away when he was losing at arm side. So being a pitching coach as a catcher, he sets up more in, gets the two-seam movement so the hitter hits the top of the baseball and gets that double play. That's called being a pitching coach as a catcher, knowing your pitcher.
Love that.
And the beauty of it is, because he saw 4 consecutive changeups, all of a sudden that sinker, with what Mike Petriello was talking about, the extension that he has, got on him just a little bit more. The 94-mile-per-hour pitch that was registered looks more like 96 with movement. Ooh. Oh, wow.
You see here, just call taking that slider, and I'm not swinging and missing at that one. I'm throwing the hands at this bad boy. Heads up, Freddie Freeman.
And
Max Muncy taking cover.
Cool.
A lot of times you see fans behind home plate on a foul ball directly back at him, and there's a screen there, and they're just ducking everywhere. Max Muncy proved baseball players do the same thing. There's a big screen there in front of him. He was ducking for cover. 2-2. By the way, you talk about depth. Think about what Dave Roberts has if the Phillies end up seeing Sanchez tire, get out of the game early, they go to a righty. They have Kyle Tucker and Max Muncy sitting there on the bench.
Yeah, yeah, that's a and they got some guys on the IL too that are going to come back at some point. We know the depth the Dodgers create each and every year. It's impressive.
How about Alex Call right here, working the count now to a 3-2 count. Was 0-2, fouled 3 consecutive pitches, and now has been able to track 3 consecutive out of the zone. Before the game, he was doing his virtual reality, something that he always does.
On the ground, Turner. No, underneath his glove. Range to his left. Is that a play he should have been able to make?
Yes, and the one thing is that you see shortstops, and he's upset at it, but he's going to his left, and you have to look at where the glove was pertaining to the grounder. You want that ball to be down and work up. His glove is up, and he tried to work down. You have to work from bottom up in order to make that. It's too high right there. And if you're, it's easier as a fielder down to up instead of up to down.
Base hit is a scoring decision here in Philadelphia. Now rushing.
Hey!
Eddie, you know when things are going rough, it feels like the game is moving so fast and you're just late, whether it's hitting or fielding. You could see Trey Turner right there just the gloves night out in front, to your point, and out in front of him where he can make a play and see the ball out in front of him. It's like he stabbed at it just late getting to the baseball. I don't know if that's a pre-pitch routine. He just feels like it is a little bit stiff out there, and he's such a great athlete. You rarely see that from a guy with his skill set.
You mentioned earlier when Rincones dove for the ball, how low he was with his eyes, keeping everything down on a line drive in the outfield. When you're playing the infield, it's the same thing. You got to take that nose to the ball. You got to stay lower and get that glove down. He is so athletic, very athletic as a shortstop. We saw him play in D.C., also in Washington. We saw him play the center field his first year, then goes right back to the infield.
Well, Rio Muto's going to challenge that. He was called the ball.
Just telling you the ball call.
The ABS system is powered by T-Mobile. He thinks this is a strike, and it gets the top of the zone. Sanchez will get out of it. There was a double play in there, 6-4-3. Call single, he gets stranded. They get one.
Hulu and ESPN Unlimited.
Back here in Philadelphia with Phillies manager Don Mattingly, Christopher Sanchez has pitched through a couple jams. What have you seen in him tonight?
No, he's been good. He's been sharp tonight. And we put him in a couple of little jams. Hit Tommy a few times. We didn't want to do that and add pitches, but he's been throwing the ball good.
Trey Turner has been raking to start the second half. Third homer in 4 games tonight. What's the difference in him in your eyes?
No, he just kind of got the feel, and that's a lot of guys hitters. He's a guy that hits a lot, and when he catches that feel, then he gets rolling.
Don, thanks. Carl, back to you.
Hey!
Buster, thank you very much. Interesting. Even the double play didn't look like there was a great deal of confidence from Trey Turner, so we'll keep an eye on that as Bryson Stott leads off here in a 4-1 game, bottom 4. It was this part of the order that got things going for Philadelphia with 3 consecutive singles from Stott, Rio Muto, and Rincones in the second inning. And then Crawford with a good at bat, a sacrifice fly deep into the outfield to bring in another run. And Turner hit the homer.
There's an old saying in baseball, knock in more than you let in, right, Eddie?
100%.
Stott has to jump out of the way at that. You know, Stott and Marsh, the storylines about both of them playing against lefties more often than they have in years past. But when you hear Mattingly talk about Stott, both offensively and defensively, you get the impression Stott's never coming out of the game. He loves his baseball IQ.
And that also goes towards the base running as well. A base runner that runs with his head up, understanding where the defense is, where the plays are. If they're going to the right or left, he can get that extra bag. Smart.
Sheehan's 56th pitch of the night, swing and a miss from Stott. He chased Cheddar up top at 94. Time for an update again on the Yankees and the Pirates.
Guys, Jazz had the game winner last night. He went deep in the first and dug again in the third.
I mean, the middle infield, Chaz Chisholm and Caballero, 4 for 4, 7 RBIs.
3 homers in Chisholm's last 3 at bats. Ravi, it's 8-5 in the fourth.
13 runs, 16 hits in that one.
And the thing for Jazz is the home run he hit yesterday, he hit it to the opposite field. And every lefty, you can put Bryce Harper in that conversation as well. When they hit that opposite field home run, you know that they're on it, and something clicks mentally saying, okay, I have that, and it opens everything else up, and that exactly is what's happening with Jazz right now.
They could use him to get on a hot streak with Judge and Stanton still out.
Here is Rincones. He had come in 0 for 5 in the last 2 games, but a single and an RBI his first time up. Looks at ball 1.
Catcher's challenge the ball call.
We got a challenge. Dodgers successful. Rincones 0-1, who was down in the minors and called up on the 12th of June. Of course, Castellanos was out there in right field last year, and Rincones with a terrific defensive play in this one. Hill has given them a lot of really good play in the outfield as well. That ball is lifted right field. Call will stop shy of the track on a high fly, and he's there to make the play. Good inning for Emmett Sheehan. Took him 9 to get through the 4th. To the 5th we go after this.
Back here in Philadelphia with Dodger manager Dave Roberts. You guys have won 18 games this year when you've fallen behind by multiple runs, the most in baseball. Besides having great players, what happens in your dugout when you fall behind?
Well, I think the main thing is that we don't panic, certainly. We keep trying to take good at-bats. And even right now, you know, Christopher's got good stuff, you know, punched out 5, I think. But we're a couple hits away from really having the lead. You know, I think that's one thing that we just keep putting at-bats together. And we got to find a way to get him out of this game.
What can you tell us about the next time Shohei Ohtani could pitch for you guys?
Yeah, you know, today he ended up playing catch again on the field during batting practice. Hopefully he gets off the mound sometime later this week, goes to the bullpen, and I think once he gets on the slope, we'll have more idea. But it's at least going to be a week to 10 days before we even entertain that idea.
Dave, thanks.
All right.
Carl, back to you.
Buster, thank you. Ohtani. Eddie, I know that Dave and others have said the pitching, given the left knee is your land knee. Is there anything in the swings of Ohtani you're seeing that would be impacting the knee at all, or no?
I'll tell you this. I'm going to copy a page from Barry Bonds where he would say you have to swing strikes. And it's hard to be able to assess when a hitter is not swinging at pitches in the zone, and that's because of the guy that's on the mound right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that left-on-left sinker, that first at bat where he chased 2 in, you knew he's looking for something close to him and just has lost kind of his feel for the strike zone. Nasty change of the pitch before.
On the 1-2, 74th pitch, called strike 3, and no challenge from Ohtani.
It's been 13 pitches that Christopher Sanchez has shown Shohei Ohtani. Not one has been on the middle to upper part of the zone. Everything has been down. And that one hitting the corner. Laz Diaz with a perfect sight right there and a perfect call.
7 strikeouts. Pages robbed his last time up on a diving play by Rincones and right. So with Ohtani, you know, on the shelf for a little while with pitching, there was this thought spring training he was really kind of going after the Cy Young, you know, and if he wins the Cy Young and he hits the homers, well, he'll get another MVP. He's got 4 of those already. You wonder, A, he's out of the Cy Young because of this, and does it bring into the conversation a guy like Pete Crow Armstrong, maybe Schwarber for MVP?
I mean, my take is the guy's still, if not the best hitter, one of the top 2 hitters in the game. And, you know, there's a lot of baseball left, and him being able to put up the numbers he has. I mean, last year he won it without pitching, and to be able to carry those types of numbers, he's still going to be in the conversation on a really good team, always surrounded by great players. He's still going to have his MVP caliber numbers. It'll just be closer than the runaway he had if he was still pitching.
I think there's a lot of baseball left. Shohei Ohtani pitches in October and in September, makes a statement on the mound and makes a statement with the bat as well. I just don't see how voters don't vote for him.
Yeah, it felt that way. Now pitching, obviously him taking a break, but he'll come back. It sounded like from Dave Roberts
pretty soon
and not have too much time off. So he's still got to be the leader in the clubhouse for me.
I agree with you guys on that, but I do think that if Shohei doesn't pitch as much down the stretch, it does open the door potentially for PCA. You know, we rightly talk about the incredible feats of Ohtani as a two-way player. PCA is his own kind of two-way player because he's not only excellent offensively this year, but absolutely shut down on defense.
3-2 liner over the glove of Stott.
Think about the 3 hard hit balls that the Dodgers have been able to have, the one that Pages had earlier to Rincones in right field that he made the play, that one right there, the one Rojas got a base hit, where have they all been?
Right center.
Right above the second baseman, right center. That's the approach that you have to have against Christopher Sanchez. You try to pull him, you get yourself in trouble. And look at the location. Up. One of the few times he misses up tonight.
That's a foul ball. Just one more on PCA. You'll be able to see the Cubs. They'll take on the Tigers, and that is Wednesday at 8 o'clock, 8:10 here on ESPN. Tigers and the Cubs. So the PCA campaign can continue.
The one thing I would say is that we're talking about Ohtani and maybe not pitching, but you know, PCA still has to put together a full season, a body of work. He has yet to do that in his career. Everybody else still has to stay on par to try to catch Shohei.
0-1 to Edman. Just missed in. 1-1. And look, the inherent advantage is nobody else can come back and pitch. Only Ohtani can do that.
Right. Really good point, Carl.
Sometimes keep it simple, stupid. Turner more comfortable with the backhand. There for one. They will not get Edman.
Eddie, it's amazing. You know, you've pointed out multiple times about the pitches down here. When that two-seamer is down, especially with guys on first base, these guys beat it into the ground over and over again. Doesn't matter how hard they hit it. There's been a couple balls that plays that haven't been made, but they're hard ground balls here. Watch this ball just coming down with that changeup, even probably a little more than he wanted to, but rolling over that, getting that belt line down movement has been key.
4 groundouts inside to Freeman.
Dodgers have made him work. 84 pitches so far for Christopher Sanchez.
Big swing, a little late too on 93 to Freddie.
When he's throwing a couple extra too because of the defense behind him, right? We talked to Donnie a little bit about momentum and just you can't keep burning yourself like that.
Right.
That was nasty.
Sinker, slider is the next one. A changeup. Freeman has not had much success against the changeup in his career. And Sanchez 19 swings and misses tonight as Edman gets back to first.
Well, he threw it to him in the first pitch and it stayed way in on Freddie. Let's see if he has a feel for it here, left on left. Or does he go back to the slider?
Boy.
That's Freddie Freeman right there. That's an emergency hack. You got to get a laugh out of it.
I thought he was listening to the sound system. Defense. Defense. Oh, that's way in there. Look at that. Look at his face.
He takes the game as seriously as anybody, but there may not be somebody who smiles more on the field, especially laughing at himself, than Freddie Freeman does.
And almost a deadpan kind of.
So refreshing.
Yeah, he is so great.
Two. Nice job by Harper, who played goaltender there as he went down and made sure it wouldn't get by him. And Freddie Freeman is retired.
His high school catching days came back.
It sure did.
Keep in front. That away, Harp.
You can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source of your favorite team gear. Big night offensively for Trey Turner. It'll be Crawford, then back to Turner at the top to start the fifth, and that one is high. Did he go? Our third base umpire is Chris Siegel. He said yes. It's 0-1. Edman is alone over there on the left side with Mookie Betts shaded way up the middle against Crawford, the son of Carl Crawford. And that's out of play.
Former teammate of mine in Tampa Bay. One of the best work ethics as a teammate that I've ever seen. Consistent, always working out and getting and trying to get better. Natural athlete that turned himself to a baseball player.
I came up playing against him, and
you guys are talking about Carl.
Havoc. Yeah, talk about causing you havoc. He could do it all. Run, throw, power, just constantly putting pressure on you.
He was outstanding with Tampa Bay. Then he went to Boston, and a lot of folks there kind of soured on him. But athletically, as gifted as anybody. We saw Kenny Lofton at the All-Star game. They had some similarities speed-wise for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, one guy, if you're on first, you're on third. I mean, that was the Lofton, the Crawford deal. He's going to end up on third somehow.
Wasn't Carl Crawford recruited as a point guard for UCLA basketball and I think Oklahoma football as a quarterback?
And Lofton was a phenomenal
U of A
basketball player. 1-2. This is going to be a tough play. There's no play for Edman, as we talked about the speed of Dad. Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, you can smell it too. As soon as it got past Sheehan, forget it. Tommy Edman said, let me just put this in my back pocket.
We see Sheehan here just gets turned around. He finishes and just can't get back over to that other side. Once it passes him, like you said, Eddie, that's just a walk in the park for Crawford.
Yeah, and he knew it too. And now you go with speed on the bases to terrific speed at the plate. But Turner with a double and a homer. And takes one high. The exit velocity on that was 51 miles an hour. He's been red hot with 3 homers in the games since the break. The rest of the team, that means the Schwarbers and the Harpers, with 2.
Nice hold there by Sheehan.
Yeah.
Got to mix your looks in these moments. Good runner. You want to maybe quick pitch on this one, slide step, hold, just mix your looks. Try not to give anything away.
Swing and a miss there as he goes back-to-back sliders. Crawford's out there with 12 stolen bases. Turner's got 17. Turner has somehow cheated Father Time when it comes to his speed. You look at the other shortstop, Mookie Betts, and all of a sudden you realize like this is just not the same guy who was using his legs to win games. A little high there to Turner. While Trey still has that as a weapon.
Here you go.
Trey Turner and Carlos Rodon played collegiate baseball under Elliott Avent at North Carolina State.
Should have some action here.
He's holding it. Crawford goes, swing and a miss. The throw down is not in time. Great speed. He steals his 13th bag. Turner retired on a strikeout. 4th of the game for Sheehan. Good pitch to throw on, a fastball up, but it's unable to get Crawford.
Did a nice job slider. Yeah, did a nice job of holding, and he thought he was getting a fastball there. Throws the slider. That's the only reason he even had a chance at Crawford is second.
All right, here is Schwarber. 22-game on-base streak. Inside, gets away. Crawford easily will take third. Easily.
That's a tough one right there. You're down 3. Now that forces the infield to come in with really good speed at third base, and Kyle Schwarber, who is a fly ball hitter. How much does that bother you as a catcher right there?
Yeah, you're well, just like you're talking about winning the game, you're starting to fight your way back.
Schwarber, that's a strike. The infield in everywhere with a power hitter who generally will lift the ball, hit a lot of ground balls, doesn't hit into many double plays. Not that there would be one here with a runner at third, but he doesn't hit a lot of ground balls.
When he hits the ball really hard, the dangerous part about this situation is you have one of the best power hitters in the game up, and you got to bring the infield in. You got the runner at third, and you start to try to get a lot of swinging miss. You can make a mistake, and instead of one, you're giving up two.
Didn't miss by much.
If there's one hitter that has benefited so much from infielders not being able to shifting the infield, it's Kyle Schwarber. He took it to another level. He's committed more now to pulling the ball since they put that rule in.
Looking for some insurance, up 4-1, 2-2. Schwarber gone chasing there, and maybe Sheehan's best plate appearance there with all the pitches, the curveball and the changeup to get Schwarber to chase.
When he brought that changeup back here, just missed the pitch before on the edge. This one starts a little more on the plate there. And you see Schwarber, looks like he was looking for something a little closer to him and just chased that changeup as it floated off the plate. You know, walk Harper.
You're intentionally walking Harper down to first base to deal with Bohm.
How big would this be for Don Mattingly and Alec Bohm to come through with the 2-out base hit, runners on the corner? Now they have to decide, do they throw through with Harper at first base and elite speed at third base as well?
The Dodgers rarely throw through with 2 outs. If I can go back to my managing days, they'll give you that one and trusting in their pitcher.
Bohm hits this one high to center field. Got it off the end of the bat. Pages is there. That felt like a big run down there at third base, and neither Schwarber or Harper could bring it in. We're through 5. It's just a 3-run game. Jordan Walker is the home run derby champion, and he's been the champion of all things offensive for the St. Louis Cardinals, leading them in just about every significant statistical category: homers, runs, hits, RBIs. Jordan Walker's having a year. Cardinals and Angels next on ESPN. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun, the accessible ways to play baseball. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. It looks like Orion Kerkering is starting to loosen in the Phillies' pen. Sanchez has been very good with just 1 run allowed, but he's now going to throw his 90th pitch. It comes to Mookie Betts. Hey! In there for a strike. So, fellas, what is Mookie Betts this year, and will we ever see the offensive side of Mookie we've seen in years past? What role does the defense at shortstop play in all that as he lights one over the head of Turner?
Well, I think, you know, in our manager meeting earlier with Dave Roberts, he made a great point about offensively the toll it takes on you at certain positions. The catcher, obviously, that's what happened to me. And then shortstop in Mookie Betts, you know, it takes a toll playing that kind of defense. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I had to make fun of myself. You know, it is a premier position, and why offensively you don't put a lot of, I guess, the word I'm looking for, you know, a lot of...
Give me the first letter.
You got lost when you said that happened to me.
But you don't put a lot of stock in the offense if you have a great shortstop, and Mookie is playing a great shortstop. Obviously improved this year tremendously and working hard at that, and he's getting older, the speed's deteriorating, and he's playing a difficult position.
Yeah, you do wonder if there is in Mookie Betts that let's get to October and you think my legs have left me, I'll show you my ability to steal some bases and run around. Remember, he had that great base running when he was at third base postseason a few postseasons ago. He basically stole a run and helped them win a game.
What he's always had is great secondary leads. He's been an elite base runner his entire career, especially when needed at third base, but in scoring situations. But he's such a perfectionist that there's a lot of energy used up defensively to be able to master the position of shortstop, a premium position. And I think it's taken a little bit away from his offense.
Rojas 2-2. For Mookie, by the way, Red Sox fans kind of vomit in their mouth every time they think about Mookie leaving Boston, but he's now played more games for the Dodgers than he did for the Red Sox. And again, the numbers are pretty much the exact same for Mookie. By the way, 2 more hits tonight. That last one was 102 miles an hour off the bat.
Well, I was on the Red Sox when Mookie came up, and to Eddie's point and to your point, I wouldn't bet against him in the moments. The guy's baseball IQ is off the charts, and it's always been that way.
Sanchez, 96th pitch. Rojas to second base. Stott bobbled it, and Turner's throw is not going to be in time. Little bobble for Bryson. They get the lead man in Mookie. Back to KC in the studio.
Ravi, you were talking earlier about Ohtani on the mound. We're seeing Sanchez. Doug, the Miz has 6 Ks through 4.
Yeah, regular season so far, average 4-seamer 100.5. Now tonight 101.4. He's bringing it.
You saw 103 past Polanco, 104 past Soto. Ravi, 5-1 Brewers, bottom 4.
All right, this one on the ground to Bohm. That's foul. Yeah, we had the Mizorowski on with us during the All-Star game here. What an engaging, kind of unassuming giant, if you will, you know?
And he knew that he belonged this time.
This time.
In Atlanta last year, after 5 starts, he was a little bit shy. First time around, he's like, I'm here, but am I welcomed or not? A lot of discussion. This year, he owned the place.
Yeah, but you know who made him feel welcome last year?
Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber went up to him and put his arm around him, and Mizorowski relayed that story about how significant a moment that was to have Schwarber come up to him and be like, dude, you belong.
Schwarber is no dummy. He wants to get those fastballs right down the middle. Takes them off and just feed them to me.
Making friends.
That's laced up the middle off the bat of Teoscar Hernandez. And down to second base goes Rojas.
All right, Rossi, manager earns his money here. What's your call? You got a right-hander throwing. You got Muncy, Tucker on the bench. What you doing?
I'm staying with my ground ball guy here. I really, bottom of the lineup, the 2-seamer, he's been getting a lot of ground balls. Nope. Well, shows I'm wrong. Here comes Donnie. Baseball.
I think it has to do with the pitch count, the 99. They probably figured out this is where they want it. And the last 3 balls have been hit pretty hard. This is the risk, though. You got Alex Call. Do you want to face Call, or do you want to face Max Muncy against Orion Kerkering?
Well, Kerkering is coming in. Sanchez is coming out. Tying run, whoever will be coming to the plate when we come back against Orion Kerkering. Sanchez night is over. 7 strikeouts. He leaves with just shy of 100 pitches. And he is responsible for the runners at first and second. You guys set it up beautifully going to break. They decide to bring the righty in to face, and it's going to be Max Muncy, who looks at a fastball on the corner at 97.
Well, this is the point I was going to make. You've got to know, and I'm sure Donnie does, that you're getting either Tucker or Muncy in this situation. This is one of those moments you're going for it.
Muncy fouls it off, and quickly Kerkering, who's occasionally had a hard time locating and commanding, jumps out ahead 0-2 to Muncy, who was an all-star this year, selected for the 3rd time. He is 2nd on the team in homers, 3rd in runs scored, 5th in hits. It's a good year for Max Muncy. And that ball is smoked right field, down the line, dropping quickly, but foul. Max Muncy got way out in front of that sweeper and nearly played it at least once. So it's interesting, they have Kyle Tucker, who got the big deal, sitting on the bench, and it's Muncy. The numbers suggest you should take Muncy here.
Yeah, you're definitely going with your best hitter in this spot, and maybe we see Kyle Tucker go into right field, or Dave Roberts kind of manipulating the roster a little bit. But the guy you want on the play, you're going with your best hitter in this situation. Hopefully you can tie this game up if you're thinking for the Dodgers.
Well, with one swing, here's Kerkering. Foul back.
It's a big swing, big miss also by Kerkering, right down the middle. That's a mistake Muncy would want back. Your eyes get big right here. You're like, wait a second, 0-2 right down the middle.
That's a hanger, a healthy hack. He took at that.
See the location where Real Muto wanted it.
Now, as a catcher, do you realize we just got away with one?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got a funny pitch comm story if we've got time. Jan Gomes, a pitch just like that, called it, and we had a cancel button if you pressed the wrong button, and one of the pitchers hung one like that, and he just started hitting cancel, cancel, cancel.
Midair.
Oh,
it's a great take.
Really good take.
And this is what makes Max so special. He's one of the most patient hitters in the Dodger lineup on an everyday basis. Already four walks on consecutive games.
Just missed inside. Great eye. 2-2. Swung on. That one is going to stay fair. It lands, and around and in is Rojas. To third base, Teoscar. Max Muncy delivers a run and a double. In a pinch hit roll, it's 4-2.
So what we're getting at is, would you rather have the All-Star with 99 pitches face a part-time player in Alex Call, who was 1 for 2 in the game? Or would you rather have the All-Star at the plate face Ryan Kerkering, and the All-Star wins this battle? Max Muncy driving in and now putting himself as a representative of the tying run at second base.
Really great plate appearance by Muncy. Fouled one off down the line, took that pitch on the inside that just missed, and then got the pitch he wanted.
Think about what Dave Roberts did right there. He brought in Max Muncy instead of Tucker. He knows who's hot, who's not. He knows who's better off against Ryan Kerkering, and that's managing and understanding your team. Numbers might say one thing, but understanding your players say another. On a 1-2 pitch up in the zone, short to it. A more level swing this year from Max Muncy.
Impressive at bat.
Very pretty. And without Keller, I think Roberts figured somehow Sanchez would eventually get to a place to hand the ball to Alvarado, a lefty, but it was the righty which fired up Max Muncy, and it's 4-2, second and third. An advantage now for rushing against the right-handed pitcher. Bench went in there for a strike. I think he said he feels really good about the back end, and certainly with Duran. That's high. But they need Alvarado to be really good in the second half.
Yeah, he's been hit or miss a little bit this year, a little bit of control, command issues. That probably would be the guy if he was on point.
Good pitch on the lower half of the strike zone right there by Kerkering. That's the first pitch he's been able to throw down. Everything else has been up.
Big pitch to the 9-hole hitter on a 2-2. That's way outside. 3-2. Shohei Ohtani is on deck.
I was just about to say, this is where you start to stress a little bit as a catcher in the game calling. I want to attack him and throw a strike, but I don't want to give in. But you got Ohtani behind him.
Sweeper has been his go-to pitch in this appearance for Orion Kerkering. Of course, it was against the Dodgers last year when Kerkering had that ball hit back to him. He bobbled it, then threw it away, and allowed the Dodgers to win the division series.
Good pitch and good foul.
And in the Dodger dugout, the reaction to those fouls, like the other players kind of whooping it up, like, okay, extend the at-bat, extend the at-bat.
Keep fighting. You don't need to do too much here. Getting one could be enough to help them climb their way back in this thing.
Got him there. Big pitch from Kirkring. A handful of sweepers and then a four-seamer to strike out rushing.
Let's see what Donnie does here. Does he put 4 fingers up? Do you face Pages or do you face Ohtani?
That's not even a question, is it? I mean, he blew that ball right by him. When that ball's down from Kirkring, it jumps out of his hand.
All right, so we won't see the Kirkring versus Ohtani. Another intentional walk by the Phillies. And just an opportunity for Andy Pages, who has arrived this year offensively. He talked about his spring training routine. He'd get in the traject machine. He would watch about 30 pitches, just watch them. And then he would watch 30 more and call them. Ball, strike, swing, no swing. And then he would swing at 30 of them. And a really disciplined approach got him all-star status. They are loaded for him. Back up the middle. Turner will short up and off his glove. Oh my goodness. It hurt the Phillies again. Trey Turner's second error tonight. 16 on the season. Another run comes in. He tried to attack that, and right now it appears as if the official scorer is going to say base hit.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at that one again, but that's a play that 9 out of 10 times you have to make. I would even say a little bit more. But the one thing I will say is Trey Turner has struggled on anything that goes to his left, coming in like that, and it's been consistent throughout the season. That's a tough one right there.
Edman turns around left side, strike one. It's 4-3.
Defense, the name of the game, and the Dodgers have shown their defensive skills in the infield earlier with Edmonds played third.
Right, if it stands as a hit, it's going to be the second one for Pages tonight. It looked to the naked eye like he so badly wanted to just go get that baseball before it bounced one more time.
Well, you have to.
Edman to left field, and they will leave him loaded. The Dodgers are right back in it. It is 4-3 to the bottom of the 6th we go. It hasn't been smooth all year for Trey Turner, and tonight another example of that. That was the error that he was charged with. No error there. That ball was hard hit underneath his glove. He was blowing bubbles there, and then he threw his gun out after this play and allowed the 3rd run of the night to score. Credited with an infield hit again was Andy Pages. Then Edman flew out to left to end it. So it's a 1-run game, bottom 6. Sheehan stays in. Think about the Dodgers the last 2 days. Game 1 at Yankee Stadium, Yamamoto gives them a complete game. And then they went full bullpen game in game 2. They need innings from Sheehan, and he's been terrific since the first 2 innings when he gave up all 4.
Well, we talked to Donnie Baseball in the pre-manager meeting. He talked about beating the good teams, and you've got to believe it. And this is one of those moments you start to second guess yourself when a great team starts to come back. You got to continue to push and believe in yourself.
Marsh hits this one hard, left center field. Everyone going back, looking up, gone. Brandon Marsh with a bomb.
How about answering back? Dodgers scored 2 in the top half of the 6th. Brandon Marsh gets one back. And this is the type of hitter he has been all season. An all-star for the Philadelphia Phillies this year. And when guys were struggling, it was Brandon Marsh that worked his way up the lineup and was Mr. Consistency in the first half of the season.
A huge huge home run for Marsh, his 16th of the year, and the All-Star signs of life after the All-Star break. Delivers a very important homer to make it 5-3. Comes off Sheehan, who gets strike one to Stott. That one sounded a little bit different off the bat of Brandon Marsh than most of the balls hit tonight. Stott back here and above us.
Well, Eddie, you touched on it. I think the only really hard hit ball down the line was Max Muncy. Both sides, the big field approach, the opposite center approach, as we see there from Marsh. Beautiful swing to the left center gap for the home run. Two really good teams with great approaches.
Stott golfs one towards the gap. Pages is running after it, and he will have it in and out of his glove. An effort by Pages. He had it for a second and popped out of his glove. That one 100 miles an hour off the bat of Stott, who's into second.
This is an elite center fielder, and he made one mistake, and the mistake was he tried to jump for it. They teach you in center field, just run underneath it. But this was hit almost like a 3-iron at him, so he had to just say, and then it curled back at him. But that jump right there hits the heel of the glove, and he wasn't even able to see it into the glove.
Yeah, we just got a chance to watch the Open Championship. That was a fade off the bat of Stott. Couple of hard hit balls. This led Roberts to get Alex Vesia up in the pen. Muncy is at third base, by the way. Hernandez has gone into right field. Edman is in left field.
Hey! And this probably could be the last hitter that Sheehan faces. Two lefties coming up. You got Vesia, who's good both against righties and lefties.
Has also joined Vesia in that pen. And a run out there at second, if it scores, could determine which one of those guys comes into this game. Realmuto a single, his first time up, then scored a run, and then grounded out to Freeman at first. He chased badly there. Good slider from Sheehan. Realmuto is gone. Go back to the Oppo Taco from Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, we touched on already. That's what it's supposed to sound like. You feel good. Left center there. He knows it. Ball is laced into left center. Nice easy swing there from Marsh. What a big home run to give you a little bit of breathing room when you feel like the Dodgers are coming back.
So while Marsh was celebrating, they decided to take Sheehan out of the game. Bullpen active for the Dodgers in a 5-3 game.
Matters.
Alex Vesia, the lefty, is on for Los Angeles. Equal opportunity, great pitcher. He gets righties and lefties out. A 143 batting average against when it comes to lefties, 162 for righties. Before we have the first pitch thrown by Vesia, Mark Pryor's going to go out there because the Phillies have countered with a pinch hitter. A guy who has been really good for the Phillies. The right-handed hitter, Eric Hill.
Want more MLB stats? Just ask Siri. What pitcher has recorded the most strikeouts in MLB history?
th 45th appearance for Vesia. He'll throw you a four-seam fastball about 52% of the time, slider, and a changeup. And Derek Hill is the pinch hitter for the Phillies.
You have to be disciplined up in the zone.
Wow, strike one appeared way off, and Hill will not challenge.
Tough coming off the bench, trying to know the strike zone. First one, trying to get a feel for that thing.
And what stands out is a 16% walk rate, major league average 9%. So he will give that part up, but you cannot help him out of the zone, especially up. You get a lot of chases. It's a high spin. That right there looks so enticing. It looks huge as a hitter, but you better be disciplined, because if not, you're going to swing underneath it.
Well, you know you got to get on top of it because of that, and you tend to look up there and chase a little bit more out of the zone.
Lays off that one. Just 149 now, 150 plate appearances for Hill. His numbers have been very good when he's played defensively. He's been a highlight reel out there. He's got Stott out at second base. There's one down. The Phillies have grabbed the lead, and now they're playing a little cat and mouse. Hill calls time.
Now you got to force him in the zone. You have to pinhole him right now. One pitch, catch it out in front. If he throws you anything else but a fastball, you tip your cap.
5 of his 7 homers have come against lefties. Another one high, not what Vesia or Roberts wanted. A walk to Hill. First and second. Go all in on game nights with MLB Plus. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every single game. Game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Left on left for Crawford. Takes down.
Muncy playing even with the bag. Freddie Freeman playing a few steps behind the runner at first base.
Stott goes. That ball swung on left field. He's going to turn around. Edmonds out there. He's under it and will make the play, and both runners will retreat.
Oh, he had it stolen too. Crawford focused on the pitch, but sometimes as a hitter, when you see that the runner has it stolen, I don't care how good of a pitch it is early in the count like that, you have to take.
Especially when you're ahead in the count here. You see him go. He got a nice stock. It's a nice jump there. Crawford not able to lay off. I found a lot of those times, especially in the 3-2 count, it made me swing a little more. Obviously, you're protecting a little bit more, but they're ahead in the count that Crawford was. Would have been nice to just give him that one.
I think that's a conversation right there that Donnie's having with him.
Yeah.
They have Turner up with a double and a homer. And he laces one down the line. Will it stay fair? Yes! Trey Turner, a 3-run homer, is second of the night. It just gets out. And what a night for the shortstop of the Phillies. The good and the bad. But tonight, the great at the plate.
I thought you were going Clint Eastwood on us right there. But look, keep keeps it fair. Starts the game off with a double, then the home run, and then this off-speed pitch out in front is able to keep it fair. When he is locked in, this is as good as you're going to see in offense for Trey Turner. Not on the defensive side, but the changeup just stays middle. And man, he stayed through that thing nicely.
That is a patented Turner swing there, just all the way through it on that changeup, Eddie. And we talked about it. Knock in more than you let in. He's so focused at the plate, knowing he's cost his team some runs today.
A big massive two-out, three-run shot to make it 8-3 for Trey Turner. 2 homers and a double tonight.
That's got to feel good.
You can play any kind of defense like that.
You're hitting tanks, baby. Come on. You know it's driving him crazy on defense, and he's got to feel really good about contributing the way he is tonight.
Schwarber on a play. Vesia threw yesterday in the second game, the loss 2-1. He only threw 10 pitches, but the one that they'll look back on is the walk to Hill.
It's not only the walk to Hill, he's going to look back at the changeup as well. And he throws him a first pitch changeup. Middle.
Call strikes 3. Schwarber says, hang on, everybody. We're going to challenge that.
That is challenging the strike call.
Call was a strike 3, and it did get the corner as Diaz was all over it. Trey Turner's first multi-home run game this season. It came after Brandon Marsh went left central. I'm better than ever. When I'm looking at you, I'm better. And then it was Turner, who's got 4 homers in his last 4 games, and it's all Philly right now.
Look, if you're
networks focused, not the Berman. Welcome back to ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Dodgers and Phillies. And the game was very close until that guy went yard to left center, and then he was followed with a 3-run shot from Trey Turner. Have a night, Trey Turner. A double and 2 home runs. He has been discussed in nearly every inning, it feels like. 8-3, we go to the 7th. And Jonathan Bolin is now on. He has been really good for the Phillies out of the pen. Given the Keller season-ending injury, they're going to rely on Bolin and Alvarado and Kirkering to get them to Duran.
And Dombrowski as well, maybe to fill in the void.
Right. Freddie Freeman lifts one high in the air to right. He puts his head down because he knows it's going to end up in the glove of the new right fielder, Derek Hill. And there's one down. You're so right about that sort of patented Turner swing, ball flight down the line, stays
through it, rides
to get over the wall.
Yeah.
But I think it has a lot to do with his legs. He went down to get that ball and stayed through it. Not trying to uppercut it, just recognizing the changeup. He's hit a slider over 100 miles per hour today for a home run. He's hit the fastball over 110 miles per hour.
Hardest one of the year for him.
And then for that double, and then that changeup for a homer.
Well, here's Betts, the team's other shortstop, and it's funny we bring Mike Petriello back in. I wouldn't say it's funny, but the idea was Mookie Betts, has used his legs in his career, and he's slowed down. And Trey Turner seemingly is defying Father Time when it comes to at least the speed aspect of it. Why is that? As Mookie gets into one to left field. Did he just leave the building? Yes, a Betts blast.
Be nice, Mr. Petriello. Whatever you're going to say, Mookie's got an answer.
He's got a dozen. He's hit the ball hard a handful of times tonight, including the 100-mile-an-hour, and now 100 again. Traveled 401 for Mr. Betts.
Think about the career he's had as well. 197 stolen bases, 3 away from 200, and then this right here, 4-seamer, middle end, keeping the arms tight to the body.
He can pull them in with the best of them, can he? Look at him pull those hands in, barrel to the ball. super quick as a no-doubter.
Hey!
So whose ball is that technically? Did you see that? The fan caught it with his hat and he got stuck in that piece of plastic in the back, but it went to another fan?
This feels like a situation that maybe we may need some investigating on. Alex Freeland is a pinch hitter right now. Take a look here. Hat. Oh, hat flies.
Oh, it's stuck in the bag.
He wants it back.
How great.
Look at the laugh.
That ball?
Look at the smile.
I want my hat and the ball back.
Of course. If you get the hat and the ball, I get them both. It's my hat with a ball.
Got to keep a handle on your hat.
And he's got a kid. He always goes to when in doubt, he goes to the kid for me.
A lot of pressure right now. I sense that he may have it, and he's thinking about what to do with it. I don't know.
Do you see the name of, do you see the words on his hat?
Ball.
Oh, yeah,
the kid's got the ball.
He got the ball.
That's because the words on the hat on the person was Soul Wrangler.
Stop there. Freeling retired. Mike, let's get into the Turner defying the clock.
Yeah, obviously he's the story of the game tonight in ways both good and bad. And whatever is hurting him on defense is 33. It's not his athleticism. These are the StatCast percentiles, right? 0 to 100. And Mookie Betts here, we're not here to bring him down. It's just to show you this is a normal aging curve. These guys are within a couple months of age. And look at Turner. We have more than a decade of this data, and he is pretty much the only one, him and Byron Buxton, who just never, ever slows down, which says to me, yeah, he can play center if they put him out there.
He could certainly run him down. He's hitting them out tonight. Thanks, Mike. Harper, Bohm, and Marsh. When we come back, Bolin comes in and gets some ground balls. Souvenir City out there in left field, baby.
Done, yeah.
ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. There was the bad. There have been plenty of good, and there's been a lot of great for Trey Turner tonight. Multi-home run game for Turner. To go with a double. And it was the 7th career game with 3 extra base hits for Turner. Second with the Phillies. Did it with the Nationals. We'll get you the defensive replacements as the first pitch. Landon Knack is a swung and miss from Harper. Rushing is at first base. Freeland is at second base. And you can see Alfonso is behind the plate. Freddie Freeman is out of the game. Harper sends one deep to left field. This one is going. It's gone. Landon Knack gives up a Bryce bomb to left. Harper's 21st of the year. They add to the lead.
Remember, I was talking about Jazz Chisholm yesterday hitting the home run, the opposite field, and compared to Bryce Harper. When he starts doing that, that's when Bryce Harper starts carrying a team offensively. So keep an eye on Bryce Harper on his 200th home run with the Phillies. 12th in franchise history, going the other way.
Turner 2, Marsh 1, hey. Harper 1. A 4-homer night for the Fightin' Phils. As Bohm fouls one back. We'll get an update from the studio after long fly. We've seen a handful of balls go out that way. Just like Marsh.
He hammers heaters and back-to-back heaters there from Knack, and he did not miss that second one.
And you know, Rossi, he has dramatically improved his performance this year on heaters away. That has been an issue for him in the past. This year, he is crushing fastballs in that spot.
Sheehan fires 1-2. Bohm fouls it off. Studio will get you an update. We can tell you that the Red Sox will win their 14th consecutive game as they move towards the franchise record. They beat the Orioles at Fenway Park 6-5. Chapman picks up the save. Boston has won 14 games games in a row as Bohm strikes out. And the studio is now set. KC, it's yours.
Ravi, you said it. The Red Sox, the hottest team in baseball, take the lead in the 8th behind Caleb Durbin.
Durbin has just been absolutely on fire, playing great defense. This is what they were looking for when they brought him over, and now he adds the big hit.
14 straight wins, second longest in franchise history, Ravi.
Hey!
And you can speak to the energy you can see from the Contrerases, but everybody else, and the idea that Durbin got off to such a miserable start has contributed mightily.
Yeah, you got to give some credit to Chad Tracy, just, handling the adversity, and then just the team starting to pick up and get a little bit of momentum. We were there when they swept the Yankees, and that team is rolling right now. You see, when they shook hands, we were able to watch. It felt like they had just won a playoff game. They're feeling that good at Fenway Park right now.
How good have they been since the Scots took over the outfield and brought their soccer, their football mentality and their cheers? It just changed it. They've had fun.
Marsh, right field. Wall, and in front of the wall, the catch is made in right field by Teoscar Hernandez. Brandon's bid for his second comes up a little shy.
It's just a lot of fun that they've had. They won 9-0 on the road. They struggled at home, and then they go ahead and sweep the Tampa Bay Rays in a 4-game set. And they just beat the Orioles, who were hot as well, having won 7 in a row.
Win streaks like that just don't come around very often in baseball, let alone a turnaround like that.
Hey!
They're starting to breathe down the Yankees' necks and the Rays' necks.
There's no better feeling, and Craig Breslow is going to have some tough decisions to make here come trade deadline time.
That one is hammered. Teoscar going over. He'll be able to run it down off the bat of Stott on a hanging changeup. But Philadelphia, fun times tonight. Milestone home run for Harper here in Philadelphia. 200 wearing the Phillies uniform for Bryce Harper. All Philadelphia tonight. Wednesday night, it will be the Tigers and the Cubs at 8 o'clock Eastern time. That means Pete Crow Armstrong, Chicago against Detroit. Talk about the Tigers, a team in that trade deadline conversation. The matchup can be seen live on ESPN. Stream every pitch on the ESPN app. Dansby Swanson's been outstanding this year, defensively and offensively as well. And one of the keys for the Phillies over the course of the second half will not be the performance of the Fanatic, because that never fails. It's going to be the performance of the guy on the mound here, Jose Alvarado. 8th inning, 9-4. Left on left to Muncy. Woo! That was not much fun for Muncy at 98. This is the part of hitting that most people who are human can't relate to, but you guys get right back in there like that didn't happen.
Reluctantly, Carl.
Allegedly, we're excited to get back in there.
I didn't say excitedly, but you do get back in there. I guess you have no choice.
Now there's a clock.
yeah, you don't get time to regroup. Exactly. Oh. And you might be a little timid on that breaking ball that starts at you.
So Jose's ERA is very high. His strikeout rate is still really good, and his walk rate is just below league average. On the ground, and Stott. See, he stayed way down on the ground. You guys have been talking about that tonight, like a vacuum down there.
You know, it's even tougher there when you got the cut of the grass. Stott did a really nice job of pressing through that ball, but tough, that ball hopping right there on the edge.
Bring Mikey Petriello back in here. Alvarado is going to be a key. The Dodgers and Mattingly acknowledged it. So what should the Philly fans look for to see Alvarado regain what once was one of the most effective left arms in baseball?
Yeah, it's not the ERA, and I'm actually really interested to hear Rossi's managerial take on this. The ERA is 6.62. That's obviously terrible, but if you look under the hood, the strikeouts are okay, the walks are okay, and he has dropped his hard hit rate from 47% to 27%. He has one of the highest batting average on balls in play of any reliever in like the last 50 years, which tells me two things. His control isn't where you want it to be, but also, man, is he getting killed by that defense behind him.
I think that's the one thing that stands out to me, the defense and not being able to get through some innings, some high pitch counts. When he's on, he feels like he's unhittable. When he's not, it feels like he's behind in the count, leaves some stuff middle that's not as sharp, trying to throw strikes. He can spray it a little bit when he doesn't feel his best.
0-2 to Rushing. That misses down. There was a period where it felt like when he came in, he was throwing bowling balls. You know, you couldn't touch him, and there was an intimidation factor.
Especially left on left. He's on the first base side, so he's kind of coming from behind you with that nasty two-seam slider combo.
And you think about it, when he was with Tampa Bay, they actually got him to even have a higher release point, and you rarely saw left-handed pitchers with that type of release point. And he would get a lot of swings and misses with his velocity. He's dropped down just a bit since. Vesia is way up there as well. Just a hard angle for both right-handed and left-handed hitters to barrel up.
And he slipped off the mound there. He's trying to shake it off. Uh-oh, tarps off, Rossi. Did you say last game that if you see the fans doing it, you would do it? Is that what
I don't remember that.
No.
I don't remember. Nobody wants to see that, that's for sure.
That might have been one of the nightmares I had the other night.
Yeah, coming on camera, I still have my shirt on. Don't panic. Don't panic, folks.
Right down the middle, big pitch, 98 from Alvarado. And a big pitch, really not in the sense of the scoreboard, but in the fact that he had stumbled off the mound there. The body language is a little bit different from Alvarado. He used to be broad-shouldered, you know, big-chested. I'm coming right after you.
Well, and this is what's so hard about facing a guy like Alvarado is he'll spray it, pulls one, a lot of non-competitive pitch, and then you just get cheese right down the middle, and it just freezes you sometimes.
Yeah, see, that stumble he had is going to lead the trainer and Mattingly out. Looks like Rio Muto called them out. A couple of pitches ago, I don't know if he rolled his ankle, he got stuck on the rubber.
I think he heard I might take my shirt off and was going to throw up for a minute.
Well, interestingly, I mean, after whatever it was that he tweaked, he then threw a 98-mile-an-hour sinker right down the middle.
Let's see if we can see something here.
Oh, he looked down. Looked like his cleat got caught.
So there, dragged his foot a little bit.
You see where he lands with that front foot. There's a discoloration on the dirt out there. Not every pitcher lands in the same spot, but right there you can see it. A little slip.
See that little drag there? Maybe as he's shaking his knee or hip or something, maybe on that plant leg, it just gave him a little, maybe bit him a little bit on that.
Ohtani 0 for tonight. 2 strikeouts, an intentional walk, swings and hits one, a 2-hopper, and Ohtani is not going to make it 3/4 of the way down before he turns back to the bench. One pitch to get him out. We go. Bottom 8, Rio Muto, Hill, and Crawford coming up.
Written consent.
Well, some milestones tonight. 2 homers for Trey Turner, gives him 200 in his career. And while he was celebrating that, Bryce Harper also reaching 200 homers with the Phillies as his ascent to 400 continues for Bryce Harper. Big night for the Fanatic and the Philly fans here as they are taking care of the Dodgers 9-4 to the bottom of the 8th. Landon Knack's first pitch is off speed, a curveball that lands to Rio Muto. Realmuto, Derek Hill, and Justin Crawford do appear in the bottom of the 8th. Big weekend for you, by the way, huh? Celebrating the 10th anniversary. Congrats again on the Cubs 2016 World Series. Give me some highlights.
Oh, man, we had an amazing, started with Noah Khan concert at Wednesday at Wrigley Field. We had our podcast live show. We all but 100 tickets sold out Chicago Theater. It was amazing hanging with the guys. And then
now you and Anthony Rizzo do the podcast. Were other Cubs there for the show?
Yeah, we had Miguel Montero, we had John Lester on the panel, Jake Arrieta, Joe Madden, myself and Anthony, and Dexter Fowler. Amazing show. So much fun. We all hung out at Chicago Cut afterwards.
You didn't laugh at all, did you?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Miguel Montero stole the show. He was classic Miggy. A lot of fun. And then we watched the game next door to Wrigley in the offices at 6-4. Really fun on Friday night, and then Saturday the unveiling of the Champions Gate, where they put all the names from all the championship teams right outside Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Sang the 7th inning stretch. Anthony Rizzo got the ball in right field. Just an amazing weekend. They did a really good job of including our families, and we got a boat ride with fireworks and dinner and just the whole thing. It was great. First class.
Chicago Cut. Let's go back. I'm sorry. What do we get? The fillet, the steak? Do we get the fish?
We had a little bit of everything.
Realmuto on the ground to short. Mookie Betts up with it, and he will throw over to first. We'll continue that story in a moment.
There are some people for whom good enough is never good enough. They ruffle feathers, push boundaries. They are high performers, and high performers choose Sage, high-performance finance software.
All right, so Chicago Cut's one of the great steakhouses in Chicago. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Did I remember being in there and you walked in that night during the World Series? It must have been an off night. Did you walk in and get a standing ovation? Was that you?
That was me. Yep. Well, that's what's great about that city. They tell everybody a career 220 hitter, backup catcher, and they treat me like a Michael Jordan when I walk in.
I remember, like, we're kind of in the back, and all of a sudden, like, the place is standing, and you're like, who is that?
Ross?
Rossi, did they treat you like that when you were a manager?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, they didn't let me in when I managed.
That ball is driven from Derek Hill. Absolutely annihilated the Phillies' 5th home run of the night, and they have 10.
How about this pickup for the Phillies? Adds elite defense. We saw the play that he made in New York earlier when he was acquired by the Phillies. He's hit. He's come in and he's filled a nice spot for them. Use him in some platoon situations, and Derek Hill this time.
Is he not a possible answer to the right-handed bat in the outfield?
He lays into this ball. 105 off the bat. Said, I don't just hit lefties, I hit righties too.
On the ground, it's fielded and flipped, and ooh, close one there, but Crawford is out. Knack got his foot down. Not an everyday player, obviously, but could he become that guy?
I mean, we've seen opportunity present itself for different guys, and we've known they've needed that right-handed bat. As you see him, just a nice compact swing here from Hill, and he knows he got it. Points in the dugout, little bat flip. He's there for the boys, and that ball was leaned on.
Hey!
But so we've seen these opportunities present themselves. Guys come over, get a little bit of playing time, get a little bit of rhythm at the bottom of the order.
Turner's got 2 homers tonight. Knack has allowed 2 since he's come in.
That platoon right now of Rincones and Hill is working.
Yeah.
And yeah, Hill gets that home run against the righty, but Rincones, let's not forget what he did defensively and also with the double. Smart base running on that ball he had hit as well. What a tale of 2 tapes here for Trey Turner, defensively and offensively.
Amen. Oh. That's a decent return from the break. 8 for 15 with 4 bombs and an OPS over 2,000.
How about the 200 mark, right? You get Bryce Harper with his 200th home run as a Philly. Trey Turner with his 200th home run career-wise in the last one as well.
And the next word out of Rossi's mouth will be the 200th of the night. What do you got?
Am I talking too much?
No.
Oh. I'm having a blast, buddy.
Better than the boat ride with Eddie Vedder? Okay.
I don't know about that.
3-2 to Turner, and that will do it for Trey Turner, and likely his night. Not bad, though. 2 homers and a double. Derek Hill. Oh, man. Landon Knack. Don't come back. Back here in Philadelphia, the AUSL Championship play-in game is Thursday night, 9 Eastern on ESPN from College Station, Texas. Chicago Bandits are in. We'll see who they play. The AUSL Championship play-in game, Thursday night, 9 Eastern, ESPN in College Station, Texas. Back here in Philadelphia. And Jay Sugar is in now for the Phillies as they try to close out game 1 of this series against the Dodgers. Strike 1 to Pages. Another one on the inside corner, and we will have an ABS challenge for Mandy Pages. Lasdia has been pretty good tonight with his calls. Here it comes, and
oh wow,
oh boy. Good job by Pages as the call is overturned. No challenge there. That one is in for a strike. He had a little turnabout as fair play during the All-Star game with Ernie Clement in the field after Pages, of course, made that ridiculously great clutch catch in the World Series last year. Basically a series-saving catch against Clement and the Blue Jays, wiping out Kike Hernandez in the process. Takes one high. Yep, Cardinals and Angels coming up as soon as we are done here. Our buddy Mike Monaco is out there. I assume Adam Ottavino is out there with him.
You're correct.
On a 3-2, and he will not chase. All right, let's go back to that because it's one of those memorable where were you moments. Clement thought he had got his team a series. Kike, get out of my way. Pages blows him up. So that was in World Series Game 7. Clement never, of course, will forget that. But here he is in the All-Star game. Going all Derek Jeter, taking one away and acknowledging, like, I got you. I got you now.
That's payback.
One's bigger than the other, though.
A little bit.
I was about to say, I'd trade him.
And Kike stayed down thinking that Pages did not catch the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why he just was like, man, we just lost this game.
Edman, oh my goodness. It eats up Turner again. Ricochets off his knee. And the nightmare in the field continues for Trey Turner. I mean, now you almost feel like for him. He can't believe it.
Yeah, you definitely feel for him, but you could tell Eduardo's talked a couple times about going to his glove side. This ball's hit right at him. He tries to backhand it, you see there, and it just eats him up. Anytime you get on your heels, watch him get on his heels right here. I mean, it's a tough play, a line drive, short hop, but you got to come through that, and you could tell he's more comfortable backhand, just caught in between, didn't know which way to go.
You actually have to open up and take a step back with your left leg, but because he's more comfortable backing up, man, that got him square.
Yeah, there was
right below the knee.
No glove contact.
In the shin bone.
And you don't want to rub it either.
Can't rub it. It's illegal in baseball.
Can you look at it if you're Turner and think like, and unfortunately it's been season long, but like this is a nightmare that just needs to end, and I need to go to bed. I've also, by the way, hit 2 homers tonight in a double. They got a chance for 2 here. Stott will get it to him. He will go to first, not in time. And Pages will score. He had stolen second, got to third.
And I want to touch on Eliseo Alfonso real quick. And his father is a former major leaguer in the big leagues. He was in La Guaira in Venezuela while his stepmother and sister were in the buildings that came down. You know, our hearts continue to stay with all the victims in Venezuela. And Eliseo Alfonso, along with his brother, who is also in professional baseball in AA, going through a lot of tough times. But
terrible, terrible.
Thanks for saying that, Eddie.
Yeah. Who else were you talking to before the game?
Miguel Rojas. His wife had just landed in Venezuela, in Caracas, when the earthquakes, the multiple earthquakes hit, and just a couple buildings down, the earthquake had really fractured a lot of the buildings. They were okay.
Mookie Betts bid for his second. It is gonna happen. Betts with his second of the night. And the homer barrage continues here at the bank.
How about the shortstops today with the bat? Mookie Betts. A lot of souvenirs out there today.
Nearly multiple for the guy wearing the Eagles jersey. Mookie Betts has got 3 hits, 2 homers, and a single. And the shortstops have combined for 4 homers tonight in this game. That's a hugely encouraging sign for LA.
This 2-seamer, when you come into Mookie, we talked about it already. He can pull those hands in with the best of them. Just absolutely demolishes that 2-seamer into that down and in hot zone. And that's the guy from earlier. That's 2 of them. 2 of them.
Buster, if it wasn't the 9th inning, I know you'd be going over there.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
All in the same area. Plus, Bryce Harper's 200th home run with the Phillies landed in the same area, like 2 seats away.
Yeah, left field is this. I mean, this is a ballpark where right field is the place to generally sit. And remember, All-Star game, the Derby, 3 of the 4 guys that got there were right-handed hitters. I mean, left field works really well, and tonight it has been peppered. So all of a sudden, by the way, with 1 out, it's 10-7. Duran is beginning to warm in the Philly pen.
Realmuto probably asked from the manager, go out and talk, slow things down, give Duran a chance to warm up when you're managing these games. It's just one of those nightmare scenarios you go through, trying to save your bullpen in such a long season and get that big lead, and having to get Duran up is not ideal.
Now let's go back to our buddy wearing the Eagles 33 jersey. So man in front with the hat. His hat caught the ball. Then he got it like it's my ball. Oh, we're good.
Nope. Roy Halladay. His girlfriend's jumping up and down.
We got a ball. This is great. What?
He hit my hat, bro.
Okay, I guess. And then here he is. Oh,
where's his girlfriend?
She
had her hands on her knees like, no, not again.
Gosh.
Right through there.
We're leaving with nothing.
Again.
At least some consolation from the usher.
Somebody go get that guy a ball.
There's a lot of TV screen time. I thought she was going to give him one of these. It's okay, pal. Yeah.
Pat him on the back.
Sort of. Alex Freeland looks at one down the middle. One and two. It's a good fastball. Rossi, interpret this for me.
Yeah, Mom.
How about the shake of head right?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm looking for interpretation on.
Let me know, Alex.
There you go. Boy. Lean into it.
Yeah, lean into it. Hands of a deer, we used to say.
Ball.
Close one there. Rio Muto's been amongst the best in baseball when it comes to challenging. Good pitch there. ESPN, home of MLB.TV. Stream every auto market game live or on demand. Use the ESPN app. Blackout, other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB.TV. Don Mattingly apparently wants to see the Durantula entry. With 2 outs, he's going to his closer. All right, cue the light show and the Durantula. You're the only one that can relate to this because they do this when you used to walk into Chicago Cup.
You know what this reminds me of? It's the first time I've experienced up here in the booth. What a great, cool entrance. But when I was coming up with the Dodgers, Eric Gagne coming in, they would flash up game over on the board. And he came out to Welcome to the Jungle like Guns N' Roses, and the place was absolutely electric. What a great feeling that is to be in a stadium when these moments happen. Really cool.
So Gagne, of course, more recently Edwin Diaz, of course Rivera with Enter Sandman. Now you got this one. I mean, the Mount Rushmore of closer.
Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bells.
Yes,
that's one comes to mind. You got one, Eddie?
Some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Right now, the guy in San Diego is has a pretty good one as well.
Mason Miller.
Come on, Mason Miller. You look at his entrance. San Diego's really embraced that.
Cardinals and Angels just about set underway over on ESPN2. And we will get you there as soon as this one wraps up. It's been a fun game, fellas. Enjoy it. Cooper DeJean's shirt out there has had a couple of chances to leave with a souvenir baseball. We've seen 5 homers tonight. By the Phillies, we've seen 2 each by the shortstops. Trey Turner was charged with 1 error in this game. That's
called home cooking.
The one off the knee was not an error?
1 error. He's also 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 5 RBIs and 10 total bases.
That was not an error.
So Duran will face Teoscar Hernandez, 1-0, and trying to get 1 out. And Rio Muto will now challenge.
Catcher challenge the ball call.
I love how fast we get those.
I love the dialogue between the hitter and the catcher. There's no question that goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I got this one right. On the ground, Turner. Here we go. Up with it, and the crowd will give him a Philly cheer. Fitting way to end it.
That is
very fitting.
And he's back. He's now on a roll.
Philly fans know that he's feeling good. Good way to end. You want to end on a positive note. He's going to sleep well tonight after that offensive performance and getting that last one.
And he should. Great player. Trey Turner just going through it right now defensively, but offensively outstanding. Brandon Marsh staying loose and sexy, as he said last year on the microphone. For Eduardo Perez, David Ross, Buster Olney, and our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitch saying we enjoyed it. Certainly hope